Kobe, do you know what I heard about you?
No, Barry, what'd you hear?
I heard they used to call you the Kayak King.
It's a canoe.
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Bum.
The music.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the final movie of Halloween month.
Yes.
And I'm glad to say that I feel like we're ending the month on a strong movie.
Oh, yeah. On a high note.
Because I definitely... so before I brought this up to you, did you ever even hear about this movie?
I was unfamiliar with this movie.
And I'm sad. I'm sad that we were both unfamiliar with this movie. Because... it's good.
It is.
Oh, man. And it's... I don't know how I'd say... I don't know if they're... horror legend type of things, because the two actors in here have been in really strong horror films.
Yes.
Or in the horror genre.
Definitely the horror genre.
But, you know, they obviously are not in that Jamie Lee Curtis realm, right? It's hard to be in the realm of the Scream Queen.
Right, yeah.
But I feel like Allison, Hannigan, and Fran, Kranz are both in very cult-like horror properties.
Right, and both of them are yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's like spoofy kind of horror movies.
Right, because I mean we have Fran Kranz, who is in another cult classic, Cabin in the Woods.
Brilliant movie.
And then we have Allison Hannigan, who is from Buffy.
Right?
And, you know, if you grew up during that time, it was kind of scary. Oh, man. But yeah, I'm so sad that we just didn't ever even hear about this movie.
I enjoyed it a lot, and I probably would have seen this in theaters. I definitely would have rented this, or whatever.
It just didn't see. I think it was one of those movies that just became from the film festival circuit, and it just never picked up any steam, which is unfortunate.
Right. I watched it through the Sci-Fi Channel app, so I thought maybe it was a sci-fi, actually like a sci-fi original movie.
Oh, man. Yeah. You know what? The only thing I wish I could curate movies for sci-fi.
Right.
Because, I looked, I was looking, what can be our final movie? What's something that's deserving of being the final movie? And I realized, what's a Halloween theme month without a summer camp movie?
Right. And for picking a movie that neither one of us had seen,
right.
That's a Halloween gamble right there, because some horror movies are bad.
All right, just like the first movie of the Sharknado guy. All right, but before we get into the breakdown of this, what this movie is, it's time for Barry's trailers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I wrote this down today.
Excellent.
Right,
excellent.
But let's see. Lucille, I started off with what I just said. What's a Halloween themed movie month without a movie about a summer camp killer? In a twist that isn't much of a twist because it's in the movie title, Camp Counselor Sam calls best friend comic book gal Chuck on advice on what to do when a killer gets loose on campgrounds. Who kills who? How many counselors are dead? Who's hooking up? We'll find out in this underrated horror film that could achieve cult-like status with the right exposure. Starring the stoner dude from Cabin in the Woods and the redhead chick who used the flute up her cooter. This is 2018's You Might Be the Killer. You know, Allison Hannigan has been all over the map.
She certainly has.
Raunchy teen comedies. horror shows, sitcom shows.
Yep.
What a chameleon.
She is. She's probably the most talented. There was a talented group of people on that.
On which one?
On Buffy, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because Seth Green was on that too, right?
Yeah, Seth Green, he was the werewolf boyfriend.
He was the werewolf.
It was before she found out she's a lesbian.
Well, he did a bunch of stuff before that, but he ended up doing a ton of stuff after.
Yeah, like a lot of it's behind the scenes, which is like a shame because I like Seth Green as an actor.
Right.
You know, he's a short dude, so he kind of has that Napoleon complex kind of thing going on, but he's so charismatic on screen.
Yes.
Yeah, and then obviously, you know, there's like other people like David Boreanaz who went on to do like shows like Bones that ran for another 13 seasons.
Right.
The dude that played Giles, he's done more British stuff.
Oh, he's done a ton of stuff too.
The one I'm kind of sad I didn't get to see more of is James Masters, the guy who played Spike.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. And
but I feel like I've seen him in other things too. But
I think he lends his voice a lot. I think he does a lot of voice work.
Okay.
You know, because no one wants to talk about his stint as Piccolo from the Dragon Ball Evolutions movie. And of course, you guys know Fran. Well, of course, it's not. Of course, you guys know Fran Kranz, but you guys know Fran Kranz from his stint as the Cabin in the Woods.
Right.
One of the playing opposite of Chris Hemsworth before he was Thor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And Sigourney Weaver as the evil corporation lady.
She's always evil. Even in the movies where she tries to play good, still evil.
Well, I like, you know, but then you still want the best for her because you've seen her struggle in space, fighting against aliens.
Right, but still, I mean, you feel for those poor aliens because that woman's coming after them. Evil.
Is this how you're watching these movies? Has this movie changed your perspective on things? You're like Neil Patrick Harris in How I Met Your Mother when he talks about Johnny Lawrence being the real Karate Kid.
Yep.
The movie's called Alien, Barry, not middle-aged white woman. Oh man, but this movie is man, it's kind of it's so meta.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I do.
It's so self-aware.
It is, yes.
Especially, I love that. I love that Allison Hannigan in this movie is working in a game store.
Right.
The fact that once you get a screen of so the movie begins with camp counselor Sam, played by Fran Kranz. He's running away, all bloodied. He's running into a cabin, and he calls his friend Chuck.
Yep.
Which, surprisingly, his phone is working. Which is already breaking all horror movie laws.
Right.
The phone should never be working.
And she does make the comment, why didn't you call the police first?
Oh, and he does. He retorts, I did. I left a voicemail. But I love the fact that Allison Hannigan is working in this comic book / game store with all the Dragon Shields, magic, board games, comic books.
Yep, it's great movie posters in the background.
Did it kind of tug at your heartstrings a little bit watching this?
It totally did. It did.
And I love Allison Hannigan is playing the character Chuck in here, who is pretty much sort of the audience, is a representation of the audience, right?
Yeah.
Because he's going, obviously, Chuck is Sam's guide to the horror movie genre.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to unravel this mystery of who the killer is. How should he proceed? Because he doesn't know what's going on. Chuck is helping him through along, and she's asking all the questions that an audience member is all like, you know, that's dumb. She should have just called the police.
Yeah, right.
So it almost feels like an updated version of Cabin in the Woods, but just the summer camp division. Right, because so if you guys have seen Cabin in the Woods, and if you're listening to the podcast, I'm pretty sure you've seen Cabin in the Woods. We've always had those questions like, why would you drop a weapon when you could still use it? And in Cabin in the Woods, we see that someone sends an electric shock, which makes the girl drop the weapon.
Yeah.
Right, and this one, Allison has, why don't you call the cops? I did. He's 72 years old and
lives 25 miles out away from the camp.
Camp. And so we're getting all these questions answered before we could even pose the question of why this, why that.
Yeah.
And
which is brilliant. Like as they come into your head, they're answering them just like they're answering the questions you're asking. Like you said, like Chuck is like
is us.
Yes.
Right. And and as I thought about it as I was watching this movie, I just kept thinking, I was like, what would I do in this situation? Because so as this movie is progressing, we know that Sam is being chased by a killer.
Yes.
A camp counselor killer, and obviously he's already freaked out. He knows enough about horror films that he's scared that he's probably gonna die.
Right. And he knows that that there was 13 camp counselors there, and that most of them at this point are dead.
Right, because he's every time Chuck asks how many people are still alive, he's just like, I don't know. A lot of them are dead though.
Right, and it has like a little scorecard, and so it's like counselors dead, a lot.
Right, and so it's going to be kind of actually really hard to talk about this in a chronological order because of the amount of times that it goes back and forth.
Right, this is like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Exactly, but with like a lot less talking. Like a lot less like dialogue that you're just like, who the frack talks like that? Like Pulp Fiction is probably still one of my like top like 10 movies, right? And the only person that I feel like talks normal in that movie is John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson. The way that they talk to each other, I was like, oh, see, I can see two friends talking like that.
Right, yes.
Especially when John Travolta talks about the Royale with cheese.
Yeah, yep.
But this one definitely has it's for such a simple plot, it's so complicatedly weaving together.
Yeah, but well weaved within itself.
Right. Because so like when we even in the first 5 minutes of this movie, you already realized who the killer was, right?
Yeah, you have a pretty strong guess.
Especially when it's in the IMDb or the IMDb description, right? A camp counselor suffering from blackouts finds himself surrounded by murder victims. He turns to his horror movie enthusiast friend for advice and to contend with the idea he may be the killer.
They do, like, you already think it's probably him, but then when they introduce all the counselors, they do it in a way where, like, each one of them you say in your head, oh, maybe they're playing with me, and maybe that girl's smiling too much, so maybe they're tricking me already in this movie, and that's going to be the twist. This is going to be that girl, or that girl is beautiful, so she could be evil.
Or talking about Drew. Drew was really hot. I was like, if I was Sam, I'd totally already be all up in her knickerbockers. Chad though, or no, Brad was a total Chad though.
Right.
He was like, there's no. Listen, like I was like, for when you watch this character, Brad, you're like, no, that's not how that guy's acting. Unless he grew up in Connecticut, he's not acting like he's like the first one out of here because he knows how those situations end.
Yes, and they did a great job. They very stereotyped each counselor to like a counselor that you saw in like an 80s movie when every movie was about camp.
Why was that? Colby, you grew up during that time. Did you go to summer camp a lot?
I went to summer camp once. And it was only a week. It wasn't like a full, like, go away for a month kind of
summer camp. I never understood that. Like, I remember growing up watching Nickelodeon. There was those reality show with kids in summer camp, which I thought was always weird.
Right.
Like, I didn't know that you could have a reality show on Nickelodeon about summer camp kids. But I was just like, I would never want to do that.
Like this, the TV made it look cool, but I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just like your parents were
They just
just
didn't wanna
like,
see you for
I
2 months.
need to get a break from my kids.
All right. They're like, I can only handle 1 month of your free time.
Right. In summer, they're off for 3 months in summer vacation, so we got to send them away for
A month and a half.
at least a few weeks.
Yeah, because I in California, I grew up in California, and for 6th grade, before you got into middle school, they gave you like a week activity. So for my class, it was going to a camp, summer camp for like a week.
Right.
And by the end of it, I was like, this sucks. There's no privacy. Someone's always in my space. You know, someone's always asking me for something.
Right. It's like my daughter, like, we didn't want her to be bored over the summer, so we sent her to do things like clubs, but like, yeah, it was, she never went away. It was like she went and did it for like 5 hours during the day.
Oh yeah, well, a
Like
lot
a
of that
swim
has
camp,
to do.
or she went to like a horse thing where she learned how to ride a horse for like 5 hours a day for like 2 weeks.
I think a lot of that has to do with Teresa too.
Yeah.
She's like, you can't leave.
That's true. Yeah, she was like, nope, this isn't the 80s. You can't send her to away to summer camp or she'll get killed. She'll get sold on the white slave market. I don't know.
Oh yeah, she has to get saved by that one dude from Criminal Minds, the guy who's like doing the show Homeland. But no, back to this. So this movie, we're gonna really run through it really quickly. So Sam is our main character. He's our main protagonist and antagonist, which is nice. But he calls Chuck for advice until Chuck, as they talk, it starts to unravel upon him that he is actually the killer when he dons this evil mask.
Right. Just about the same time you start thinking he might be the killer is when Chuck says, you know what? You're probably the killer.
Right? Because Chuck starts asking questions like, oh, is there blood on you? And he's like, maybe a little. He's like,
are you cut? No?
No.
Then it's somebody else's blood.
right? And so these memories start to really unravel towards him little by little, because as the description on IMDb says, he's been having blackouts.
Right.
But it starts to come to him, and we start to see these kills, and this is where the kill counter plays into place to at least let us know what time of the night we're at.
Right, yes.
Right.
It's kind of like the time clock, where it's
Yeah.
like, kill, counselor's dead, 3, and then you know when it is in the night. And
Yeah,
then
'cause-
later it's counselor's dead, 7. And you're like, okay, now we know we're later.
Yeah, because then like our first kill is Steve the Kayak King, which he's already iterated plenty of times to Sam. Like, Sam, it's a canoe, not a kayak.
Right. Yeah, and he even says, like, later on he's talking to the kids, and he's like, people might think that these are kayaks, but they're actually canoes. Make sure you remember that.
You know, as I watched this, I was like, that's Colby. Like, if he was like doing like a cooking class, he's gonna be like, well, this is just a spicy cheddar. A lot of people will think it's a Colby, but it's not. It's a spicy Gouda. I don't know what it is about characters that are see, it's hard, right? It's hard to skirt this line of being nice without being creepy. Right?
Okay, yes.
Right? Paul Rudd skirts that line perfectly. He's like, he's so goofy nice,
Yeah.
that it's endearing. And Colby, you've encompassed that perfectly fine.
Excellent. I'm glad you're not like, most of the time you're creepy, but occasionally you come off nice.
You know, it's funny. Like, if you know Colby in person, obviously, if you've ever talked to anyone that's ever interacted with him, first they'll say he's a vampire.
Because of my sparkly skin.
No matter what, he still looks the same. Like, there's people that have known him since they were young teenagers, and they're like, so it's all that cheese. That's what he attributes it to.
Right, yeah. I aged like cheese. I have a waxy shell, and
Oh, is the gray hairs the mold that's encompassing the cheese? Oh man. But no, so we get to know the characters in here, right? We have Sam, we have Chuck, we have Kayak Steve, we have Amani, who is Chuck's ex-girlfriend from the past summer. We have Jamie, who is our titular final girl.
Yep.
Right? Because like when you meet her at first, she's so nice, she's so calm. She does all the arts and crafts stuff. She's very peaceful about everything. We have Brad, who is pretty much the Chad of the group.
Yep.
And then we have a lot of other characters that get murdered really fast.
Yeah, they're just kind of cannon fodder.
But you know what, man? Every kill in this movie, it's I have to give them the golf clap though.
Right.
Because man, we get some really intense kills in here, right? But how we lead into this kill is that a lot of people are telling stories. It's the camp counselors all kind of, what'd you say, bonding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because the kids aren't there yet. It's going to be another day. So they're all sitting around the bonfire, all having a beer, and they're kind of telling ghost stories, or I don't know, whatever the first guy is telling.
I think he's telling a story about how Brad got so drunk and he passed out in the porta potty or something.
Yeah. So either embarrassing stories or horror stories,
which is pretty much a camp camp classic, right? You always have to tell ghost stories,
right?
And so Sam, whose family actually owns these campgrounds, tells about the story about a woodworker who was, for some reason, was compelled to create a mask. But as he finished the mask, it started talking to him. It started whispering things to him. And then one day he kills the entire village. But one woman was away hunting, and when she came back to the village, she used her axe and killed that man.
Right.
And so now the wood mask is lost in his campgrounds or in his cabin.
Yeah.
And Imani, who is his ex-girlfriend, is like, you know what that sounds like? Treasure hunt. First, I've been in the woods at night. I don't want to go anywhere there isn't light.
Right. And then Kayak Steve jumps out with a mask on. It's like, boo, and scares everybody. And then as he pulls his mask off, he's like, no, but really, so be careful because, these murders actually did happen in this land.
See? So playful, but still so nice.
Yeah.
But everyone sets out. They're like, oh, this sounds like a fun activity. And it seems like they've been there to that camp at least a couple times to feel comfortable enough to go into these woods.
Right, because once they introduced them, a number of them had been there before.
Yep. And so Sam doesn't really want to do it because he's already been to the cabin, and he already knows that there's nothing there. But Drew, oh, sexy manic pixie girl Drew is I'm pretty sure down to do it with Sam.
Yeah.
She's throwing out major put it in my taco vibes. and so Sam was like, I'm gonna meet you at the cabin in the woods, and sets off. Sam is like, all right, talks to Jamie. He's like, hey, like, you don't have to go. She's like, I don't want to go. I'm kind of cozy here, so I'll put out the fire before I go back inside. And Sam sets off, but Drew actually follows him there, and they're having sort of this little sexy chemistry tension, more from Drew than from Sam, because Sam's still in love with Imani.
Yeah.
But then as Drew is exploring, she finds the mask not very hidden,
because they find the cursed tree that the mask was made out of.
Yeah.
And then next to it is like a little tombstone, and as they look at it, the tombstone's of the wood carver,
right? And it just made me think, like, oh, of course Sam wasn't gonna find that. He couldn't even see the signs that Imani just wanted a summer fling.
Right. Right. It's one of those, like, the mask is so obvious. It's like when you get the movies where they're like, hey, I ordered this Necronomicon off of eBay and it just happens to be the real one, you know?
But Sam is freaked out. I don't know, like, you don't really get a view of his religious views, right?
Right.
It's more that it's more him just being like, oh, I know these legends, so don't touch it, don't put it on.
Right.
And Drew's like, oh, you know, coming up to him all seductress like, and then puts the mask on him.
Yeah.
And just like Jim Carrey
in the mask,
he goes full on sicko mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is like, man, these kills are really awesome because he also gets the matching knife with it.
Right, which happens to be in the hollow tree.
Yeah, and it's also like its hilt is the jawbone of what I feel like is a jackass, or just like the same knife that Cain used on Abel.
Oh, see, to me, like, I thought it was like an alligator jawbone.
Oh, maybe it's that,
because it seemed like pointy teeth.
Right. Oh, and also they're like, I think they're in New Orleans or Louisiana because they talked about Cajuns.
Okay.
Right. So maybe it's probably an alligator jawbone, but that's the hilt, and then there's like a very sharp blade. And up to this point, you don't even know he has it because we've only seen him with a bat.
Right.
But when Chuck is like, "Well, what do you have on you?" He's like, "Well, and he pulls it, he holds it up, and he thinks it. He's like, "Oh, it's a knife."
Somehow I got it from the killer.
And the hilt is the jaw of an animal. Oh man! And so Chuck really breaks it down for Sam, right? She's all like, "Listen, there's only one way that this is gonna end, and it's the final girl that's gonna kill you."
Right.
And up till that point, he's spoken about Jamie in a very good light, right? She's nice, she's sweet, she's artistic, and Chuck's like, "Oh, she's totally gonna kill you, dude." Like, that's the final girl.
Yeah, of course. That's the girl that in real life, there's no way she stands a chance fighting you, but she's pure and innocent, so somehow she'll kill you.
Man, and so we wind out. We get to see Sam's kills on a lot of the camp counselors. We got the poolside couple who the first guy gets split in half.
Right.
It's like, how sharp is that knife? And how much power does this mask give him? Like physical prowess.
I see. It's very much like the Jim Carrey mask, where Jim Carrey was this like a string bean of a guy, but then once he put the mask on, he right. Yes, he enveloped the dark powers of the mask.
Right, because man, not a lot of people are getting away with this. He kills the poolside couple. He kills the s'mores couple.
Yes.
Who else does he kill?
They actually show him kill Kayak Steve a couple times.
Oh, which is a shame because I feel like him and Kayak Steve were really good friends.
Right. Or at least, yeah, like they're the buddies who like had been counseling together at this camp for the longest amount of time.
Yeah. And then we think he gets a flashback of Imani lying in a pit of spikes, right?
Right.
But then when we finally get to it, he throws her in there. But then when we get a closer look, it doesn't look like any spikes are protruding her.
Right.
And so, as he's really trying to figure everything out, he's actually having this internal fight with the mask because it slips out of his bag, and it's like whispering to him, "Kill, kill." But while that's happening, Brad is actually trying to sneak up on behind him and to kill him.
Right.
But before Brad can deliver the final blow, he gets his hand severed. Oh, it's...
just both of them just clean off.
Right, and Jamie is there to witness it because at this point Jamie's like, "No, Sam is so sweet. He wouldn't do that." But then obviously she sees it, and then while all that's happening, we actually see that Imani is still alive. So she catches up to Jamie, and they're trying to look for a weapon in this shed, but then they get trapped by Sam in that shed until they're able to switch roles, and Sam gets trapped in there, and his mask gets knocked off.
Yeah.
And at that point, he's like begging. He's like, "It's not me, guys. It's the mask.
I can prove it here. My friend Chuck is on the phone. Talk to her. She'll explain to it."
And you know, the only reason that they believed it is because it was another woman on the other side, who's a horror. She's like, guys, it's the mask. The mask is making him do this, and so they kind of leave him in there. But while they're talking to Chuck, the mask calls out to Sam again, kill, and they're all like, Chuck is like, run. Sam is like, run, and they start running, and he pops out from the side of the house.
Right.
But as they're running away, what's called Imani knows that Chuck said that Jamie was the one that was going to be able to kill Sam.
Right, because she's the final girl, and she wouldn't be able to kill Sam until she was the last one alive.
Right, and Imani is like, no, I can kill Sam. You know, this is where I don't get her logic, right? Imani is like, I have to kill you in order to kill Sam.
Right, because then Imani would be the final girl.
Yeah, but Chuck explains to Imani, no, you're not pure. Yeah. And Jamie's pure innocent, so Imani asks, oh, what? Do you like to party? You like to do drugs? Caffeine? Are you a virgin? And the moment she says, that's my personal business, like, yeah, she's a virgin.
Yeah.
She's the living embodiment of what a final girl should be. But while they're having the scuffle, Jamie gets the upper hand, knocks Imani out.
Yep.
And pretty viciously kills her with the shovel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Sam catches up to Imani after he's able to. After Sam discovers Imani's dead body, he struggles with the mask and is able to take it off.
Yep.
And he tells Chuck, hey, I think I found a way to end this. I have to go back to the grave, and I'm going to bury it.
Yeah, and he doesn't realize that Chuck has just told the final girl, the place where you're going to have the most power to kill him is if you go back to where he found it. So when he's like, okay, I don't even have to see her. I can just go back to where I originally found it, and I could rebury it, and then the curse will be broken.
Oh, man. So, but they ended up running into each other, and Sam is trying to convince Jamie, like, listen, you don't even have to come with me. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to bury it. You don't have to come. But she's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I don't trust you in the woods alone. So
right, and so they go,
which
there.
is smart.
Yeah, it is smart. You got to keep your eye on the prize, right?
Yes.
But Jamie, he tells Jamie, like, hey, you bury it. Don't even touch it. Just dump my bag out. But make sure you get my keys. And I'm gonna turn around. I don't even want to look at the mask. All right, it might call out to me.
Yeah, because if the mask makes eye contact with me, then it'll summon me back.
Right. And so Jamie starts digging. First of all, if I was Jamie, I'd make sure that he was in front of me so I could see him. Keep him in my line of sight, right?
True.
Think smart. But she dumps it out, and as she goes to grab for his keys, the mask starts calling out to her.
Yeah.
Jamie. And this is actually where the twist was for me. We have a twist inside of a twist.
Right.
We have a donut twist. Because it calls out to her, and she puts on the mask. And as Sam is waiting, he's like, Did you do it? Did you do it? And then he turns around, stabs Sam in the gut, and which ends up killing him.
Right.
And she starts to pack up all of Sam's stuff, and the mask falls off of her, but she picks the mask back up and puts it in her bag, and she walks away at a beautiful sunset. While this is happening, we get a return call from the sheriff, who's all like, "Hey man, y'all summer kids keep playing around." Always losing. Y'all summer kids now keep playing around.
Yes, it was a Cajun accent.
He's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna drop my daughter off over there. We're gonna have me a look around."
Yep. Yep.
And she walks away, and then we cut to black. 2 years later, someone calls the Rings of Saturn.
Yes.
A Allison Hannigan with a new haircut picks up the phone and hears, "Chuck, it's me, Sam." And we cut to the movie black. Now, to explain that scene, I forgot to say that in the middle of the movie, Chuck tries to tell Sam, "Hey, maybe it'll be like you coming back for revenge, you know? Lightning will strike your grave and you'll rise from it. So you'll be alive again."
And he's like, no, I just want to be alive. I don't want to die and then come back to life.
So this ending is, it makes me want a sequel so bad.
Right, because now he's back alive. The mask is still out and about.
Right? Maybe it only has power during the summer camp times.
Like Jason.
Right? So is Jamie going to come back?
Right. Be a camp counselor every year and kill people?
See, there's so much material there. And and I love it that Chuck will still probably be on the phone talking about this whole thing. All right, before we go to our thoughts about the movie, we're gonna do our newest segment, Low Star, High Star. Kobe, where do you want to be at?
I'll do High Star.
All right.
Okay, so this is a 5-star review from Slasher Diva. Don't kill Steve, the Kayak King. Says, "You Might Be the Killer" is one of the best horror movie films of 2018, even though it's in the subgenre of horror comedy. It has hilarious, clever dialogue, a great main cast, Cabin in the Fran Kantz, Cabin in the Woods, and Allison Hannigan, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Great gore effects, and a final scene that made me applaud while watching myself. It's extremely self-aware and intelligent, full of horror references and puns. It does have a Tarantino-esque time frame jump throughout, yet it is completely cohesive, and that is one of the things that makes it so brilliant. I can't find a negative thing to say about this except for I didn't want it to end.
Me too, Slasher Diva. Me too. All right, now let's go to people without any taste. Let's all right, here we go. We got 1 star from Fred. Great idea, but poor execution. Another blank screen with sound effects. You Might Be the Killer was one of the stupidest teen angst slasher icky bugs. It was definitely B-movie quality, and it was very irritating to watch because most of the movie was so dark. It was a blank screen with sound effects. This irritates me to no end because I watch a movie expecting to see something, not to hear something. Well, Fred, what about the people that are blind, huh?
Yep.
Insensitive ingrate. Whatever action and or gore there was might as well not have been there because it was mostly, if not all, implied due to the dark screen. The plot might have been interesting too, sort of a mockery of teen slasher films, given the comic book tone. On the other hand, it was a waste of time because it was hard to see anything, even in a dark room, so it was hard to pay attention to, and after a while, I didn't care anymore. By the time it came to the inevitable conclusion, it didn't matter to me. Well, you know what, man? Maybe it's your TV.
Right. This wasn't Alien versus Predator.
Oh, Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Right. Or Revelation, whatever.
Whatever. The one that was like too dark.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like I had that problem at all.
Yeah, I could see everything just fine.
Right. And it was glorious practical effects.
Oh.
And all of them
So good.
Every kill was well done.
It was, yeah, and it was, by this time and age, right, of horror films, it's so easy to have already seen it.
Yes.
Right, and this one definitely didn't have that feel like, yes, some of the kills are your basic, your basic horror film classics, right? Slash throat, slash guts, chopped in half, drowned, but still, it still felt fresh to see
Right.
in a horror film.
Right.
Because it's so easy to do these Jason-like kills and then not even feel anything about it. You don't feel the visceralness of these kills.
Yeah.
But in this one, it still felt like, oh man, that was rough.
Like the head chop in half.
Yeah.
And even
Even the drowning. Drowning is like such a it's like getting killed with like in a knife fight, right? It's so personal.
Yeah.
You have to hold somebody down. And that one was pretty brutal too. The only thing the only thing I would take away from this movie, no boobs. No boobs.
And that may have been a Sci-Fi Channel thing.
Right.
Because if this was made for TV on Sci-Fi Channel, they would have omitted the boobs.
Damn you, Sci-Fi. But Kobe, what are some of your favorite things about this movie?
I thought it was like very funly. It was very fun the way they did the count up and then the count back on the counselors. I loved that they kind of like showed on the screen, like you said, as the timeline. It was like boom,
Yeah,
counselor's dead, 7, and like so you knew right where you were at
in the night,
right on the night. And like lots of times when you have those flashbacks, you're thinking about it and you're like, where are we here? Where in the timeline? Who's still alive at this point?
Yeah,
and it was a great way to do it. And it's like I don't know. This is definitely like homage to like 80s
camp
slashers. Just like somebody was a real fan of old
those
slasher movies and then just said, I'm gonna do them proud with this movie.
Right. And I'm so sad that not more people know about this.
Right.
Because I know Kobe, you used to have a B movie night.
Right.
And this would be like a blockbuster B movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh man, you think Jared would like this movie?
Oh yeah.
And Roddy, Rick Danger.
Yeah, Rick Danger would love this movie. I really like. I even like I've mentioned Greg a few times. He's suggested some movies and like he's the on Instagram he's got the Chowder Society, which is all horror movies. I feel like he would definitely give this a thumbs up, and he is like horror extraordinaire.
Oh man, how much would it blow his mind if he's never seen this movie?
Yeah, right.
Greg, if you're listening, which I know you listen to our horror film episodes, thanks, man. I appreciate Colorado, right?
Yeah,
Colorado. Shout out.
Yes.
Right? Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. If you haven't seen this movie, it's definitely worth a watch, because one of the hardest things to do, right, in any movie, is to do a bunch of time skips. Right. Because this movie, halfway through, like the first half of this movie, is basically a flashback. And there's a risk that comes with that when a lot of movies do this, because you can get so lost into going into flashbacks. This is like the inception of flashbacks, because we're in a flashback in a flashback.
Right. But it feels fresh because they're doing it in the way where it's not just flashing back to us, but it's flashing back in an explanation to his friend on the phone who's asking him questions to try to figure out how she can help.
Right. And I love that she's like, I'm the queen of exposition. Another self-aware jab at horror films, right?
Yeah.
Because there's always an exposition dump. But they made this, and this exposition is half of the movie. Right, it is Chuck having Sam explain the events of the night, and a lot of that can feel very dull and insulting to the audience. But this one, it kind of makes you feel like you're a part of this situation, especially with the fact that when Chuck is doing her job, which I think she owns the Rings of Saturn, because there's no employee that I know that could stay on the phone for like the last half of their shift. Right? Could you?
You know what? No, I think about like my store, and if like, so say we got like Shelby, he would have been the one who was accidentally a killer. If he called the store and like Megan, who was one of my other employees, she was also the redhead. She definitely would have stayed on the phone for the next 2 hours with him, trying to figure out this mystery. And she's ringing people up, trying to help him. Like this just fit my comic store.
Right.
And then when she's like, hold on, in the back, I have some books that might help explain things. I have to go dig them out. And he's like, do you have books that were buried in the back, or is it like books that you put in the back so somebody didn't accidentally buy them? I'm like, oh my God, like I feel that in my heart because I did that.
You know, I want to know who her distributor was, that they're giving her these old Arcana books and grimoires, because these aren't just normal books that you would find at a comic book store. It's like a book you would find in a very small town in a old dusty library that has an 80-year-old woman.
They're like
there.
the collections that like somebody brought in, that like, this is my grandfather's old collection, and my great grandmother used to be a witch, so my wife won't let me keep them in the house. So I just want to like see if you can give me anything for them.
Right. Did you get any of those at the comic book shop?
We get stuff like that.
Did you ever keep any of them?
So I have like a lot of like the old original Dungeons and Dragons books.
Oh wow.
Stuff like that, because they came in, people were just like, oh, we don't want these demon books in the house. And I'll be like, oh, look, original. Yes, I will take them.
Oh my God, are those expensive?
Not horribly, but they're hard to find. So I thought they were cool.
Give it a couple more years.
Right.
The rise of D&D has just been growing and growing.
You know what? You say that, and I have not looked them up lately. So they may be worth significantly more than I thought.
How's the condition?
There's a couple that are in pretty good shape, and there's a couple that have definitely like, this is like
well loved.
Yeah, this is the book he used to make all his adventures.
Right. Right, and see, oh man, that's great, because, yeah, I knew as I was watching this movie, I was like, oh dude, this is gonna hit home for Colby.
Everywhere,
right? In the comic book shop,
right? Like this was the horror movies I grew up on. It was my comic store. Like the people in it, like all felt like people I knew.
I love that. Like, remember, there's a specific scene in here where she had already closed up shop, but then there was still someone inside.
Yes, like even that rang true to me. And as she's leaving, there's the free comic book day sign on the door, and I was like, "Free comic? What? It was just free comic book day."
Oh man, it is great because like not only do they have comic books, they have the board games, they have the Magic the Gathering in there, all the trading card games, they have the Dragon Shields. Man, I felt like they went into a shop and they're like, "Hey, we're trying to film a movie. Does your shop want to be a part of this movie?" I got to look up this comic book shop now.
Right.
Because if it's real, I want to go there.
Yes, we're gonna go on a comic shops that were in movies, like field trip. Just tour the country and see comic stores that were in movies.
Oh man. All right, well guys, we're coming up to our hour, so it's time for our ending sequence. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you for joining us. We always appreciate it. Definitely check out the rest of our episodes. We have theme months that might interest you.
Right, and so obviously the last few episodes we put up were Halloween themed.
And who doesn't love Halloween at this point?
Right.
So check those out. But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, we do our reviews in 4 sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and Ultimate Box Collection. Which I feel like we have to throw in a whole bunch of cult camp classics. So it would have to be this. It would have to be
Sleepaway Camp.
That's the one with Angie, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Sleepaway Camp, and I would say Final Girls. That's another summer camp.
Oh, right.
Movie.
And that name ties it right into this.
Right? Kobe, where you at for this one?
Yeah. I definitely want to own this.
I know. I already, as soon as the movie ended, I looked up on Amazon. I was like, "How much is this Blu-ray? I'm gonna get it."
Yeah.
If you buy it, you have to just put 2 in your cart, and I'll send you the money.
Fair enough. Yep. I'll do it.
Yeah, I think it's easy to say that both of us would just get this Blu-ray.
Yeah,
it's easy.
This was brilliant. I really, really enjoyed watching this movie.
Do you think you could show Teresa this movie?
Yeah, she is not at all a slasher fan, but I feel like they did this in a way where, like, I could get away with showing it to her without her being like, "This is terrible."
Yeah, because then she also grew up with the summer camp classics.
Right.
All the Jason movies.
She loves horror movies, but she doesn't love bloody horror movies.
Also, this is surprisingly it's gory, but it's not over the top.
Right. I feel like maybe there's only like 2 really bloody kills.
Yeah, and
out of 13.
Right, out of 13, and a lot of it too. It's not. This movie isn't overly dark. But a lot of those bloody kills are almost covered by the darkness of this film, where where the action's happening, you do see it, but it's almost obscure, or it's hard to see, which could be attributed to the budget of this film. But the practical effects that we get are I feel like the only ones we really needed.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, definitely. Easy watch. All right, Kobe. Any
user friendly.
User friendly. It's not an iPhone, Kobe.
And Drew fills in her jeans very well.
Oh, Drew. If anyone was gonna show her boobs, it was gonna be Drew.
She died a little too quick.
Sweet cans. Those canned yams. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Definitely check out our show notes. We have our Amazon affiliate links down there. So if you guys want to help out the channel, we are producing a lot more content nowadays. I'm coming out with sort of reaction and reviews on YouTube.
Yep.
That I've been posting up on our Facebook channel.
Right. So definitely check out our Facebook channel. Follow us. It's probably the easiest way to keep up with all the stuff we're going to be doing.
Yes. And, we'll definitely let you know if there's a podcast convention out there to look out for us.
Right. And then when Vegas gets their next horror convention, we'll go down there and we'll do some, interviews with people, or, just walk around and take some pictures.
Oh, no, yeah, we should definitely do interviews with people, because there's, one of the easiest things for a lot of film students is to make in their college, like projects. A lot of them do horror films because... One, it's easy to produce. It's the cheapest way to produce it,
right?
With very minimal story. And so definitely when we have another like little horror film con here, definitely we're gonna go. We have to go out. We have to do some interviews so we can get out there more.
Right. Yes. Absolutely.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name is Barry.
This is Colby,
and this is Who Watches Us. If you guys want to check out who does the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on her album Music for Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.